The Pro Bowl is rapidly approaching, and Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott has decided he will pass on contributing. However, there are 6 Dallas Cowboys that are slated to play, including wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. So what will you be watching in the Pro Bowl?
I will not be watching the Pro Bowl. I haven't watched the Pro Bowl in years. The only thing that I do when I do have it on in the background is hope nobody gets hurt.
Yeah.
It's such a meaningless thing. It's an honor, obviously, to get chosen to be there, even in CeeDee Lamb's circumstance where he's an alternate.
Right.
And the Cooper Kupp goes to the Super Bowl, so he gets to go to the Pro Bowl, and that's neat.
Yes.
But I'm with Dak.
Cool experience.
Very much so. But I'm with Dak Prescott. I'd be surprised if another Cowboy doesn't maybe back out here in the coming days. I've said for years, Bree, they ought to transform this into, this is before your time, ABC Superstars.
Okay.
Where we all go to Las Vegas and we have parties and we play 3-on-3 basketball and have a 4x100 relay team and do a tug of war.
Yeah.
It's something where people don't get hurt. This should be an honor that you put on your mantle on the fireplace, not an actual game where you actually have to go risk injury.
Yeah, for sure. So the Jones family has continually said, we believe in quarterback Dak Prescott. He is going to be our guy to get the Cowboys to the Super Bowl. However, there has been a restructuring of Prescott's contract. Now, it's a ton of numbers, so maybe you could break it down in layman's terms.
All right, technically it hasn't happened yet, but it's going to happen between now and the start of the business year, March 5th, I guess it is,
Okay.
where they can flip a switch. It's already built into the contract. They don't have to negotiate it. He doesn't have to sign anything, doesn't have to agree to it. And they'll simply take $15 or $16 million out of this pocket and put it into this pocket, and this pocket is his 2026 salary year, where he presently has a voidable year. So there's no salary there. It's zero.
Right.
Some people will say it's kicking the can, but kicking the can actually means we're hurting ourselves down the line because we're taking Jason Witten at age 33 and paying him when he's 40. That's kicking the can. This is paying Dak Prescott when he's 33, which you were almost certainly already going to do. So it's a really clever maneuver in the Cowboys' toolbox. They've done it for a bunch of other guys. It still comes back to, no matter what Dak Prescott's contract is, no matter how much he makes, as you said, the Cowboys and the Joneses believe in him as a Super Bowl guy. Until he does something like that, all it is faith. All it is belief. You can't really know.
Dan Quinn certainly surprised some people when he decided he was not going to pursue a head coaching opportunity, come back to Dallas and be the Cowboys defensive coordinator. Now, you had a chance to talk to Quinn, talk about some life mottos. What do you feel like was your biggest takeaway from that conversation?
Well, first of all, I appreciate him taking the time to sit down with us on CowboysSI.com and the Fish Report. It's the first interview he's done in the offseason, first interview he's done in reviewing the year, first interview he's done to talk about his decision to just stay with the Cowboys. And I've had a little fun with this idea, this life motto of his, hey, I just stay where my feet are.
Yeah.
I'm happy here. I love it here. Because what I said to him is, I assume had you gotten the Denver Broncos job, you would have been happy with those feet too.
With those feet in Denver.
And been happy there. And I bet you when you were an assistant coach at the University of Florida, you were happy there. And he corrected me, and I appreciate this. He goes, no, this isn't some manufactured thing. He said, there's some places where you're not as happy as you are others. He said, we have built something here. We're in the process of building something here. So in addition to maybe the one opportunity that he really wanted drying up, and in addition to Jerry Jones's claim that there was an offer lingering out there, and I don't disbelieve that, the driving force for Dan Quinn, in addition to the other story we broke, which is that the Joneses went to him and said, how about if we create a future package for you in case you end up staying here beyond this year? I think he really does feel like, as he said, unfinished business here. I like the guys I work with. I also had a visit with his top defensive assistant, Joe Witt Jr., who swears by him. And we'll talk more about this later, but Joe Witt's comments to me about Quinn are really reflective of what the other guys in the locker room say. He's just a beacon of light around here. Guys are drawn to him. They're inspired by him, and they learn from him. Dan Quinn, back for another year, is a very, very good Cowboy transaction.
Absolutely, and it's obvious. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys defense was so improved from the year before, and now Dan Quinn returns. How much of an impact will this have on the defense in particular? How much better can this defense get?
Yeah, I think, first of all, on this subject, you go back to Mike Nolan, who was the defensive coordinator, of course, a year ago, and that did not work.
Right.
And Dan Quinn's been so outstanding that it has created the impression that Mike Nolan must be some sort of a moron. Well, the fact is,
during COVID.
right, what they tried to do was very difficult. They tried to do too much. It didn't work. Mike Nolan's got all kinds of skins on the wall, an NFL coach, but may never coach in the NFL again because of that disaster. That's too bad. In fairness to Quinn, he comes here and doesn't try to do too much, changes himself and his system somewhat, tailors it to the players, and then he does the thing, his greatest accomplishment, and this is a cliche, but it's so true. Can you put players in position to succeed? Do you ask them to do what you want to do, or do you ask them to do what you know they can do? Randy Gregory was misused a year ago and underused. They fixed that. Jaron Kearse has never been a standout player in his NFL career. Comes here, fixes that. The move with Jalen Smith, where they say goodbye to him, that took some guts on the part of the organization and the coaching staff too. The acceleration, obviously, of Micah Parsons. There's some teams that were going to draft Micah Parsons and put him at linebacker. Middle linebacker, you're going to be Mike Singletary for 15 years. And Dan Quinn said, why don't we do all kinds of things with you?
He's a versatile player.
Right, Trayvon Diggs, his development, on and on and on. Keanu Neal, changing positions.
Right.
So that's Dan Quinn's biggest accomplishment. His next challenge is to get those guys who are unsigned and free agents to come back. Can you get Randy Gregory back? Can you get KZ back? Can you get Keanu back? Can you get Kearse back? That's going to be the next challenge. But Dan Quinn is a recruiter kind of guy, the Joneses believe, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets some of that done.
That would be a dangerous group. Let's talk NFL awards, because Cowboys linebacker Micah Parsons is a shoo-in for Defensive Rookie of the Year. However, he's up for Defensive Player of the Year. In your opinion, do you think he's earned that nod?
Probably asking a little too much of Micah Parsons to be able to live up to that one. He, of course, is very careful of saying, don't make me live up to Lawrence Taylor either, even though the comps are pretty good. And they also, in our Twitter conversation that we've had with him, that you got involved in, he's also quick to tell me, and don't compare the next kid to me either. The Utah.
Which I love that.
Yeah, the Utah linebacker.
Me. I have only been me in the NFL one season. Let me be me.
It really is good. And what we've learned from Micah Parsons, and we've had a chance to spend a little time with him one-on-one here at the Star over the course of months. He's very bright. He's very energetic. He's very colorful. He's got leadership qualities from
Beyond
a rookie
that
is really reminiscent of what Michael Irvin did here so many years ago. There's just a certain buoyancy to the way he does his job.
Hey, why don't you all come over to my mom's house for
Thanksgiving? Right. That's a rookie.
That's a rookie.
Okay.
That's crazy.
There's a certain quarterback here that played here for 15 years that never did that. No offense. No offense to anybody. You're not obligated to do that.
Right.
But and by the way, you shouldn't force that. That wasn't Tony Romo's way.
Right.
So Tony Romo didn't do it. It is Micah Parsons' way. Both ways can work, but I kind of like the come on over for moms a little bit better.
Absolutely. Mike Fisher, you are here at the Star more than anybody, and there's a ton going on with the Dallas Cowboys, even though they are no longer in the playoffs. What kind of whispers are you hearing?
Well, this is happening right now with Kellen Moore, and Jerry Jones is on record as saying, I believe he'll come back, and I want him to come back. I've been told by people from 3 different factions here that Kellen Moore is not getting a head coaching job in this cycle. But just like I was also told that Dan Quinn's going to Denver, so it shows what I know. Kellen Moore has a second interview with the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
Maybe this is because they've screwed this up, and I mean no disrespect to Kellen for that, but the young coordinator in San Francisco, the cool cat, he's a finalist, and Kellen Moore, not a cool cat, he's a finalist. Those are the 2 best guys left standing in the idea of the Dolphins, and I would be happy for Kellen if he gets that. There is a wild card there. The Jim Harbaugh rumors just won't go away.
Right.
And Stephen Ross is the owner of the Dolphins and the biggest booster at Michigan,
Yeah.
where Harbaugh coaches. So clearly there's a game of footsie going on there that also involves the Vikings.
Right.
The Cowboys would like to have Kellen Moore back. And what they do if he doesn't come back, Doug Nussmeier on the staff, we'll see. That's the next big move inside this building.
Well, we will stay tuned for that.